Hello everyone, welcome again in Eng-Man YouTube channel. So we will continue our decline curve analysis series, and still this video is going to be about B factor. And if I'm not mistaken, it's my third video about this topic, B factor, which is a very important factor in decline curve analysis. All right, so here we go, B factor in decline curve analysis. I take this material from PDO, all right, and we have this very important table, B value and the typical situations or the typical reservoirs which will have the B factor, this B factor according to this column or this table, all right? All right, so let's start with B factor equals to 0, or in other words, exponential decline. First, if you have oil reservoir above the bubble point pressure or under saturated oil reservoir, then typically you will have B factor equals to 0. All right, and then if you have high pressure gas reservoir, you will also have B factor typically of 0. And for your oil and gas wells with tubing that are limited or choked, then typically you will have B factor equals to 0 or exponential decline. And if you have water flood, but unfortunately the performance is not really great, then the B factor typically will also be equals to 0, exponential decline, right? Typically, or you can expect that if you have good performance of water flood, you will have B factors maybe greater than 0.5 or hyperbolic, decline. But if the performance is not really good, then unfortunately the production will decline exponentially, or the B factor equals to 0. And then if you have oil reservoirs under solution gas drive, then the B factor typically will be around 0.3. And then for gravity drainage, or you have low pressure, oil reservoir with low reservoir pressure, or gas reservoirs with low reservoir pressures, then typically you will have hyperbolic decline with B factor equals to 0.5. And then if you plot your pressure against the NP or cumulative oil production and you get linear trend for your oil reservoirs, then typically the B value will be around 0.7, or in this table 0.667. Again, this is for oil reservoirs where the pressure plotted against the NP or the cumulative oil production gives you linear trend. And lastly, if you have reservoirs with layered but no cross-flow behavior, then you tend to have B factor equals to 0.7 to 0.8. Again, if you have multi-layer reservoir, multi-layer oil reservoir, and there is no cross-flow, typically you will have B factor equals to 0.7 to 0.8. Okay, and lastly, this is very important, in 1943, ARPS, the father of decline curve analysis, all right, ARPS found that 90% of the cases studied had B value below 0.5. We tend towards the exponential decline in that case or in those cases, right? So I think that's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video is useful. You can combine this video with my 2 other previous videos about the same topic, all right? So you can get bigger picture. All right, so thank you for watching and see you again in the next decline curve series videos. Thank you.